Warning: the content ahead may be frightening or distressing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. If you like this content, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. They didn't call it sleep paralysis at first. They called it transient conscious lock, a neurological event. Temporary, manageable. That's what the press releases said. People freezing in bed, eyes open, unable to scream, aware of everything. A harmless glitch in the brain, stress-related. Viral videos, jokes. Then the cluster started. Whole families, entire apartment buildings, ER wards filling up with patients who weren't unconscious, just unreachable. Almost all of them described the same thing: a tall, dark shape near the bed, not moving, not touching, just watching. Doctors called it a stress archetype, a posture hallucination, the brain trying to assign a shape to fear. They told the media it was common. They didn't say it was consistent. I was working night intake at a public hospital when the first memo came down. Do not allow family members to remain in the room during episodes. No explanation, just an order. The truth surfaced quietly. Neurologists noticed something disturbing. People who witnessed an episode were far more likely to experience one themselves. Not emotionally affected, neurologically affected. Watching someone trapped taught the brain how to trap itself. But more than that, people who saw the patient later described the same figure, even when the patient never mentioned it. Observation wasn't just transmission, it was calibration. The government got involved within weeks. Officially, it was for public safety. Unofficially, it was because executives were starting to report bedside disturbances. Same shape, same height, same position, always watching. The solution came from a private contractor, a neuroscience firm with military funding and a name that sounded clean and harmless. They proposed something radical. Paralysis could be redirected, induced in one subject, suppressed in another, like current in a wire. Someone had to hold it. At first, they used volunteers, people with chronic illness, people drowning in debt, people who signed forms they didn't understand because the alternative was eviction or prison. They were housed in government facilities, kept awake just enough, kept alive just enough. When the paralysis came, it went to them. The figure went too. That part wasn't in the proposal. Doctors noticed something else. When the paralysis was transferred, the hallucination didn't fade. It followed, not physically, neurologically. The receiving subject always reported the same presence, standing where a bed should be, watching a body that couldn't move, as if the brain needed something to look at while it endured. It worked. Cases dropped overnight in wealthy neighborhoods. Executives went back to sleeping 8 hours. Officials praised the partnership. They called it a containment success. Then the volunteers started dying, not from paralysis, from exhaustion, from fear, from being awake inside a body that wouldn't respond, while something stood there night after night. So the criteria changed. They stopped calling them volunteers. They called them candidates. The new list was quiet: the poor, the undocumented, the incarcerated, people already costing the system. Entire neighborhoods became recruitment zones. If you lived in the wrong zip code and experienced an episode, you were flagged. A social worker would visit, then a doctor, then men with contracts. I helped process transfers. I told myself I wasn't choosing anyone, just following orders. But I noticed patterns. People with no family, no legal representation, No one who would ask questions. They went into facilities that weren't on any map, and no one came back. I found out the truth by accident. A mislabeled file, a data stream left open. The paralysis wasn't just being redirected anymore. It was being stored, held in bodies kept alive solely for that purpose. Human buffers. They weren't asleep. They weren't dreaming. They were awake, forever, while the sensation passed through them, and the figure was no longer episodic. Repeated exposure stabilized it. The brain stopped generating variations. The shape became fixed. Tall, black, close, not a threat, not an attacker, a witness. My name appeared on the list 3 months later, not as a patient, as an asset. They said I had high neurological compatibility. I asked what that meant. They said I'd adjust. They said it was temporary. They said I'd be compensated. I don't sleep anymore. I don't need to. The paralysis doesn't wait for dreams now. It's always here, a pressure just behind my eyes. And the figure stands where the bed used to be. Every time, somewhere far away, someone closes their eyes peacefully. They don't see it. They never will, because it's busy watching me. They call this progress. They call this humane. They say it's better than letting it spread. And they're right, for everyone else. I'm not frozen because of a disorder. I'm frozen because I'm useful. And as long as people want to sleep, something has to stay awake and watch.